Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Law of Attraction Power Tarot for the week of August 14th through the 20th. I had to check my notes there for a second. And welcome. This week's energy is going to be heightened. We are coming off of a full moon lunar eclipse that happened on August 7th. And for me, I've always felt that a full moon is an ending. And of course, eclipses heighten those endings. So whether it's a disagreement, a falling out, maybe it's a career change, maybe it's a move, maybe it's a discrepancy in a relationship, whether it's personal, business. Full moons usually bring something to a closure, whether that's an emotional closure or a physical closure. This week, the card that I draw, let me go back. I draw 4 cards. The first card I draw is for the overall energy of the week, and then I draw 3 cards, one for the beginning, one for the middle, and one for the end. So the very first card that I drew for the overall energy is a magnificent card. Let me see if I can get it close enough for you guys to see it. This is the Magician, the number 1 in the tarot, and of course that's the major arcana. And oh my God, the Magician is an amazing card to have for our overall energy, because this means that we have everything that we need. We have all the tools we need to manage the energies this week in a significant way. The Magician he's the beginning of our spiritual journey, actually, if you follow the tarot deck the way that it starts, with the 0 being the Fool card. And this is the one. So this is the first step, And so this is the first step, coming off of our full moon energy for this week. This will be the first full week. And while the energy of the full moon and the eclipse is waning, it's still going to be pretty strong. I mean, full moon energies last, usually about 2 weeks in, and then we start to wane out and we start to come towards the new moon energy, which is coming at the end of this month. And that moon energy is going to be heightened as well. And I'll have more on that in the next video. But that is going to be a new moon solar eclipse. And from everything that I've read and what I'm understanding from, my perspective, we're talking about a pretty strong energy. Whatever you can conceivably dream of and want to have manifest in your life, if you put that out there during this coming new moon, you will manifest it, and quickly. So for the beginning of the week, the card that was drawn is the 9 of Coins. And as you can see, this man is standing on top of, this is the symbol for the euro. And of course, the euro is European money. And he's climbed the ladder. He has climbed the ladder up to the top of his financial position. And he's still reaching. So that means that he hasn't fulfilled where he wants to go in his life, but he's working toward it. This can also represent where a material stage in your life comes to an end. It's finances. It's, for me, I'm seeing this more as either the closure to a job, maybe, or the closure to a career. Maybe it's the end of a financial business partnership. But it's still the desire for wealth. And it also talks about this card in particular, the energy of this card, and I'm reading from my notes because this is something I don't want to miss. It talks about the desire for wealth, or the need for affection, and measuring our value by the affection we receive from others. So the beginning of this week, we may feel a little more needy. We may feel that the partnerships that we have aren't fulfilling enough. Or if, say, our partner has a disagreement with us and there's something that they're shedding some blame towards us on, we may feel that we're not as valuable to that person as we should feel. And that's not true. Just remember that other people's emotions and your perception of those emotions are something you can control. You can't control the other person's emotions and you can't control the other person's perspective, but you can definitely control how you accept what their perspective is and how they're handling their own emotions. For the middle of the week, the card that I drew here is the Five of Swords. And Swords is physical movement forward. 5 is in the middle of the deck, so it's sort of that, am I balancing one way or the other? On a teeter-totter, it's that little pole in the middle that holds the two sides going up and down. And this is an arrow, and it's on a grid. And of course, the arrow is pointing downwards. And for a lot of impressions from this card could give you the feeling that you're sinking, that you're going in the wrong direction. When I drew the card, though, this morning, I didn't feel that. The image, and by the way, this came up reversed as well, and reversal cards do have a different feel of energy. I don't normally read reversals because I don't think we go backwards in life. I think our energy is always moving forward. But if you take the card in that context, then this would be that the energy of going down is slowed. It's not quite as dropping as quickly as this arrow seems to be showing you that it is. And as I said, for me, when I drew the card this morning, my gut feeling right away was that our downward spiral is done. Now we're on our way up. We've hit rock bottom in whatever we were doing, and it's time to make a change. And here again, full moons are endings, so that could be a lot to do with the same thing. The card, though, in the book, it talks about loss. It talks about a discrepancy between materialistic and spirituality. And I think that's a big one for a lot of us, no matter what belief system we carry, whether it's organized religion or our own spiritual belief systems. For a lot of us, having material wealth makes us feel like we're less spiritual, and that is so not true. The law of attraction talks about what you give out, you will get back. So whatever energy you're giving off, if you're giving off a feeling of abundance, the law of attraction is going to give you more abundance. If you're feeling the lack, then the law of attraction is going to show you more lack, because you are a magnet. You're an energy being magnet, a light force that can protrude through the darkness. But at the same time, that light shines upon anything in that darkness that we need to see. And I think right now, for a lot of us, we're going through what I call a spiritual awakening around money. We no longer have to feel guilty if we are in a position where we're making good finances. We no longer have to feel guilty if we're in a position at this moment where we're not making as much money as our partner, or we're not moving forward as quickly as we'd like to. This is the time where we balance the material and the spiritual. And we have to realize that both are married together and they come hand in hand. The stronger that you feel spiritually, the stronger you're going to manifest abundance in your outer world. The last thing that I want to talk about with this particular card again, this is it says to identify the root causes that connected you with that lower vibration and release them. And perfect. Okay. Let me finish this. So this card talks about finding the root cause that brought you to this lower vibration. So sometimes the root cause can be something that we don't even realize. It's maybe so deeply ingrained in us, and it's a belief system that maybe we grew up with, or, maybe we inherited from a person that we were close friends with as a child, or a person that we were close friends with as an adult. Maybe it's our partners. Maybe it's our partner's family. Maybe it's our family of origin. But it talks about finding out where that belief system or that root cause is within you. Accept it, release it, and move on, so you don't end up back making the same mistakes over and over again. I think that's a really, really powerful statement for this week, because you're coming on the ending of the full moon and getting ready to come into the vibration of the new moon. And now is a great time to clear any negative energies that's within you. And I understand too that right now between these two eclipses is a powerful time that a lot of emotional stuff may be surfacing. Don't be afraid. Don't try to stuff the feelings down. Accept them as what they are. They're a feeling. And it's something that the universe is trying to let you see, to help you, whether it's immediately help you or whether it's to release it so it'll help you in the future. For the end of the week, the card that was drawn it's one of my favorites. It's the World card. And you can see the cherubs are holding up the world, and it's a puzzle. Because your life is a puzzle, you know, your life is not put together in a straight path. It is a puzzle. It's pieces that come together. Pieces with relationships, pieces with education, pieces with your job. Your life is a magnificent puzzle piece each step of the way, and you get to put the pieces in. This also talks about the realization of a dream and yourself will coincide. Dream work is really powerful right now. I know a lot of people are talking about, getting in touch with your spirit, getting in touch with the universal spirit that's within you, because we are all part of the universe, of course. But this is talking about the things that you've been dreaming of. And maybe you've been consciously dreaming of this stuff, and maybe you've been unconsciously dreaming of this stuff. I know I know a lot of times I wake up in the tail end of a dream, and I can't quite fathom the whole that went on before what I awaken believing or seeing in my dreams. But I do realize that we all dream, and sometimes within those dreams the universe takes the time to show you a snapshot or a small bit of what's coming. A lot of people have that ability to dream something and then have it manifest in the physical world. And people call it deja vu. They call it psychic dreaming. There's so many different names for what it is, but to me, it's basically at that time you are less resistant to anything that's going on around you in the natural world when you're sleeping, and that's when the universe can speak to you directly and talk to you about your dreams, and in a way that you don't feel frightened or afraid to move forward. The last thing it talks about is a slow and steady evolution, because we are all on an evolving path here on this earth. And it talks about that slow and steady. We can't rush into the next level of our lives. We have to work our way towards it. I listen to a lot of Abraham, Esther Hicks, and one of the analogies she gives is such a great one. And she talks about a train is going 100 miles an hour down the tracks. You can't stop that train immediately and turn it around and go back the other way, or stop it immediately without everything that's inside of it crashing into the engine, everything behind it crashing into the engine. The contents will all, be crushed. And it's the same thing with us. We may want to move to the next evolution of our lives, as it talks about in the midweek part. But we have to go at a steady, slow pace, because the universe allows things to unfold in a timely manner. The people we're supposed to meet, the places we're supposed to go, the things that we're supposed to do. And then we, in turn, in our universal experience, are doing that for others, because we're putting ourselves in the path of the people that we meet, and their lives will be changed by meeting us. And then the same thing with them, the people that they meet, and their lives will be changed. As you can see, it's a continuum. We are all interconnected. The last thing that I want to talk about is that this is talking about reaching the end of an experience that has taken up your time and energy. You've reached your goal, and it's time to accept that for what it was, the experience that you had, and to understand, instead of being sad about reaching the end of this goal, that you should be grateful. Be grateful for that experience, and be open to and accept the fact that the life is full of many fine new beginnings. I'm sorry, I'm reading from my notes this morning. I have so much going through my head right now, and I'm getting a lot of mental energy that I'm trying to keep on track and not go off with my own thoughts. So this week, I think it's going to be very powerful for us in the beginning of the week, to kind of make sure that we're looking at where we are and what do we need to release? What kind of things do we need to release? Middle of the week, so that's the beginning of the week. The middle of the week, trying to be careful not to feel like we've hit rock bottom. You know, don't let your energy go that low that you feel like, oh, you know, I can't find my way back up, because you have. You know, this is the end of a cycle. Something's ending. Accept the fact that something's ending, and then remember that at the end of the week, you're going to have the world at your fingertips. That change is a new beginning, and you should be excited and grateful for it. And the overall energy of the week, again, you know, this talks about the magician. You have all the tools in your toolbox that you will ever need to cultivate through this life. And sometimes those tools don't manifest in a physical tool like a hammer or you know, a screwdriver. Sometimes that tool is the ability to learn something new, you know, whether we re-educate ourselves in a new direction. I think we're always on an evolving path. I think we're always meant to manifest new things. And I think sometimes that may take the form of educating, studying something to get on to the next level, to graduate from, you know, our infancy stages to our middle age to our older. And with that, my friends, I wish you all a wonderful week. I thank you for watching my videos. Please like, subscribe, and share. I do leave my email in the bottom if anybody has any questions or they want to learn more about themselves through the Law of Attraction Tarot deck. It is a different energy than most tarot decks, and I use that as a tool to help guide you. And I hope you all have a wonderful week. Talk soon.